course. But yeah, as for the grid pole position, we've got the continuation of dominance from Lewis Blackstock and Oscar Lawrence with that number 1 outfit. They will be starting from pole position again. Second on the grid, change. First time this weekend. No Birchall and Wilkes there. They're picking up 3rd place, but in second we're going to see Steve Kershaw and Reese Gibbons. That will be a very entertaining race between the number 29 of Kershaw and the number 16 of Birchall. 4th place, we've got Biggs and Sagers. That makes up our top 4 GP runners, the slightly lighter machines with the long wheelbase. Then, big surprise as well, for the pole position in the Cups, which is going to be 5th overall. It's going to be Rob Atkinson and Shane Colebrook. They're going to be ahead of Phil Bell and Phil Hyde. Following them will be John Holden and Phil Napton. Pete Founds, Jeff Walmsley. They will be starting pole position effectively in the Formula 2 class. Behind them will be James Saunders and Rob Coppock on that number 96 outfit. They've had a good scrap earlier today, and hopefully they'll be able to deliver another interesting battle this afternoon. Behind them, Ryan and Callum Crowe, obviously very successful, 4-time consecutive TT winners now in the sidecar class. They'll be continuing their progression and practice ready for the island in a couple of weeks. Behind them, we've got Andy Peach and Josh Hope. They retired earlier, but they'll be looking for a good result. I know Josh is very, very keen for a good result here this afternoon. Alongside them, Sean Hegarty and Jack Napton. They've had an absolute nightmare of a weekend. 2 DNFs so far, no points, which is a real shame because they have been absolutely flying.
They were on it. They made a fantastic start yesterday in the race,
yes,
I remember.
Yeah, pole position. Whole shot into turn 1.
Right, whole shot, made a brilliant whole
very,
shot.
Very quick. But unfortunately, no points to show for their efforts this weekend so far. Simon Gilbert and Jody James, they would have been lining up next, but Simon, after pretty much using this weekend as a test weekend, he's focusing on the BEMC Championship this year, the club championship. Simon had quite a nasty crash at the start of the year, bent the bike a little bit out of shape. Just came here as a bit of a testing, make sure everything's pointing in the right direction and all the rivets are in place, etc. And after that superb run through the race earlier in race 2 for the sidecars, picking up that superb 10th place, he's decided to call it a day, and he's happy with the outcome of the weekend.
Good. Okay, really pleased for him.
So Patrick Farrance, Connor Parkin, they'll be lining up on row 7 on their own. Behind them, Ben Holland, Wayne Stevens. Alongside them, Darryl Gibson, Sarah Stoko, Brian Gray, Frankie Muldoon. Come along next with Mark Hegarty and Alex Ludlow alongside them, Stuart Bainborough and Danny Rutland, as well as Steve and Maddie Ramsden coming up there. And on the back row of the grid, I think that could just be Charlie Moss and Kirsty Hawkswell on their own. Craig Curry and Justin Sharp due to be there, but they have had a bit of a nightmare weekend, unfortunately, for them.
That's a great shame.
Apologies, Keith. Craig is there. Craig and Justin are there. They are lining up at the back of the grid.
Good stuff. Okay, passengers getting the last stretch on. A few good luck handshakes there. To wait for the last of the runners and riders to join us on the grid here. And we're going to get the green flag in just a moment. Thank you very much indeed, Claire. Right on cue. Watch the lights is the cry from the front of the grid as person in pink runs to one side. The revs rise. Lights are out and away we go. Looks like no jumps there. Hegarty once again hooks up very nicely indeed. Makes up 1 or 2 places straight away, but it's the guys at the front who are going to make their way into Redgate for the first time. And can you pick up who's leading there,
Blackstock
Jed?
and Lawrence, they did manage to get it. Yeah. Kershaw and Gibbons looking up the inside, very close, but Lewis Blackstock and Oscar Lawrence sealing that first place yet again.
Down through the Craner curves we go then for the first time. Looks like we've got nobody going to join the Craner Club here, which suits us just fine.
Very much so.
And off we go up to Schmuck's curve, and I think that's Blackstock and Lawrence leading the way, isn't it?
Blackstock and Lawrence holding way. Then we've got Kershaw followed by Birchall. Then looks like Biggs in 4th place, perhaps. And I believe that's Phil Bell, Phil Hyde in 5th place, leading the Cup charge. Sean Hegarty is looking around the outside. Apologies, Keith. Sean Hegarty looking around the outside of Phil Bell on the run down to the Foggy S's there. That could get quite tasty, I think. Sort of front four through, and Hegarty has made it stick, so that is a problem for Phil Bell, is that? Phil Hyde with his hand in the air, possibly just balked on traction. A massive move from James Saunders down the inside, 2 for the price of 1. Thank you very much into the Melbourne Loop, that will do. Fantastic riding from the Formula 2 there.
Yeah, does he manage to drag out? I'll tell you what, we've got some action coming up into Goddard's here.
Tight. Andy Peach, Josh Hope on the lunge. I don't even know how many that was, Keith. Was that 3, 4 outfits in there? Andy's made it stick.
Trying to find the space. Yeah, they did make it stick. That's brilliant effort. Was that pound the back there I might have seen from Josh Hope actually onto Andy Peach? I'm not surprised. That was a brilliant move. That was definitely some harem-scarum kind of racing going on there. Over the line there. Oh,
Bell and Hyde wide again at Redgate. There could be an issue there, Keith. There really could.
Yeah, you said you saw Phil Hyde's hand in the air. So it's Blackstock and Lawrence who lead the way from Birchall and Wilkes. There's Kershaw, Gibbons up next ahead of Biggs and Seegers. Hegarty and Napton, as we mentioned before. Holden and Napton up next. Then Saunders and Coppock, Bell and Hyde, Peach and Hope. Crow family team up next. Then the Atkinson and Colebrook machine. Farrance and Parkin. Gibson and Stokoe, Gray and Muldoon, Holland and Stevens, Hegarty and Ludlow, Ramsden and Ramsden, Founds and Walmsley, and Curry and Sharp at the back there. What can you see, mate?
That is Phil Bell, Phil Hyde going very slow up through Schwantz and into McLean's there. I think that is day done for that pairing, unfortunately.
They're certainly not in contention for that far back, are they?
No, which is a shame. They've had a fantastic weekend, 2 wins under their belt, but I don't think they'll be much further than this lap.
No, hopefully they can limp back to the pits, save the getting pushed back of shame as it is with these things, of course.
Big lock up from Sean Hegarty there into the Melbourne Loop. That will be the sidecar wheel locking up. And Rob Atkinson looking up the inside, a little bit argy-bargy with Andy Peach there on the exit. That's going to be very aggressive. And they're level pegging into the braking zone of Goddard's. Peach, of course, he's late on the brakes. It's Andy Peach. What do we expect? Nothing less. And he makes it stick.
He does. So a bit of a change there as Peach and Hope find their way past a couple of people actually, because it's the Crows who go backwards there as well. Into the pits comes the number 7 outfit, is that?
Yeah, that's Brian Graham, Frankie Muldoon, unfortunately.
It's always annoying at the end of the weekend as well. You hate to see that. So that's Muldoon we've lost, and obviously Bell and Hyde haven't made their way round.
Somebody else pulling off a Redgate to go the quick way back to the pits.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Could be Mark Hegarty. My eyes are not useful enough to see from here, unfortunately.
I think you're right about the colours. I'll get the binoculars out. I don't know how much they'll help. Can't quite make that out. It looks like that's parked up. So, no, I can't see the number. I think I see a little bit of a yellow that we see on the Hegarty outfits there. So, yeah, unfortunately, that looks like we've lost 3 people now. But we certainly haven't lost the leader, because Lewis Blackstock, Oscar Lawrence coming down into Heineken Hoop once more. And the top 3 well away with this one so far. In fact, the top 4, big gap between the GP runners.
Sean Holden and Phil Napton all over the back of Sean Hegarty. Throw it up the inside, laid on the brakes into the loop. Can they get it stopped? A little wide. Hegarty will look for the cutback, but they'll put him on the wrong side for Goddard's.
Certainly does. Yeah, he's got the cutback.
Oh, he's got the drive as well, Sean. John throws it late on the brakes. It's close. It's very close. It is. Hegarty that wins out. Holden has to hold position for another lap.
Yeah, for another lap or another corner, whichever comes first. We'll wait and see. No, he doesn't have a challenge. Or is he? No, going for a late lunge there. It's a very wide indeed for Hegarty. And he's going to get the cutback at Redgate there. It'll kind of sucked Holden in there, I think. He kind of left the door wide open. He then go through the gap, and he's gone through there too fast, I think. I don't know. Now, did the others make it back to the pits? Just wondering if the Hyde team have made it back to the pits. I'm not sure if they parked.
I don't think they did.
No, I didn't see them come in, but it's hard to tell. So I think they might have to get recovered out there. Oh, there's a bit of chatter on the radio. I'll try and pick that up for us.
And that was indeed Mark Hegarty and Alex Ludlow we lost at Redgate last time around, Keith. Which is a shame. They've had a solid weekend as Mark. Still quite new to the driving side of things. Mark used to be passenger for his brother Sean back in the World Championship days, but has transitioned over to the bars these days.
So the one down by the red gate there, it was the Bainborough and Rutland outfit there being pushed back, I heard, number 15.
Unbelievable.
Machine.
Sean Hegarty and Jack Napton, hands in the air again.
Oh, no.
3 for 3 on the DNFs. That's remarkable. Unbelievable.
Sucks equine testicles, that one does. Really no good at all. To kind of misquote South Park. Yep, there's the hand in the air.
Oh, that's such a shame. They've been so fast all weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
They've shown
fast.
a great turn of speed, unfortunately. Speed's just one factor you need around here.
Yes, indeed. So with the retirement again for the 33, that puts John Holden and Phil Napton into the lead of the Cup class, 5th overall on the circuit.
Very frustrated passenger there, and understandably so, because you have that adrenaline rush. You've been in the race, you're going well, you're having some good results, and then all of a sudden it's all over and taken away from you far too early, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can see Sean's passenger very, very annoyed, stepping away to the garages there, and yeah. Well, that's racing, unfortunately. You've got to have those lows. You wouldn't appreciate the highs so much if you didn't have them, unfortunately. It's easy to say from standing up here. Certainly Blackstock and Lawrence are looking good for the ultimate high, of course. Perfect weekend for them if they can just hold on for another few laps. And where are we? Third of the way to the race. They've got a bit of time to go just yet. But they are looking to make it 3 from 3 aboard that LCR Yamaha. Birchall and Wilkes in second place once again aboard their Ride Honda, and it's LCR Triumph for Kershaw and Gibbons as well. It's an interesting variety of machinery. I see the Yamahas are still quite popular. Gibson and Stokoe, the KTM powered machine down there, and Hegarty and Ludlow, they're aboard a Suzuki powered machine, a Baker. So a few rides out there. Dean was here himself. I didn't get a chance to catch up with Dean this weekend. He sometimes pops up to the box, but being a sidecar mechanic, there's usually plenty to do in the paddock, of course. There's plenty of things to keep you busy.
He's a very busy man these days, is Dean, looking after these outfits and helping these riders with their the prima donna moments, shall we say, in some situations.
Right. Solid battles coming past us here. So good little scraps going on, not too far between them. We've got the Crow outfit, which is chasing hard after the Farrance and Parkin machine. That's the same Pat Farrance who was it Tim Reeves' passenger?
Yes, yeah, he passengered for Dave Molyneux as well.
That's right, yeah.
A few TC victories along the way, nothing too much
Nothing
about it.
it,
just a couple to pick up and talk about.
How many passengers have gone on speed drivers? It's not the most common swap over, really, is it?
It's not, but it's surprisingly more than you would think.
Oh, okay.
Even what you find as well with a lot of drivers is they come into sidecar racing and they'll try passengering. They'll usually do one race as a passenger. Go, nah, no, that's not for me. I need to be in control of this thing. So they find the love for the 3 wheels, not so much for the passengering side of it.
Fair enough. I can't say I've ever driven an outfit. I had the opportunity many years ago, back when Bill Philp had an F2 outfit, and he promised me a go in that. So we arranged a date, but then he went and sold the damn thing before I got a chance to have a go at the bars. So I've never forgiven you for that, Bill, if you're listening.
How unlike Bill to do a bit of wheeler dealing.
Yeah. It's all good fun. Right, top 4 remain unchanged. They've come across the line to complete the halfway mark. Here come the battles behind them. And it's the leading F2 machine, isn't it? That's the Saunders and Coppock, the short wheelbase one coming past there, just behind the Cup outfit of Holden and Napton, just ahead of the Cup outfit of Atkinson and Colebrook as well. Peach and Hope continue their forward momentum. A few PBs on the last lap there, quite a few greens, but nobody has gone quicker than is that a 35 they've Blackstock and Lawrence have turned in? That's a fantastic time.
First 35 in a race we've had this weekend.
First 35 in a race, yeah, absolutely. Just looking at that, 36s was the margin. The F1 lap record, of course, this was set with a 1000cc machine. That does belong to Sean Hegarty, actually, so he clearly likes around this place. But that is the Bemsey lap record, so the race here today will have no bearing on these lap records. They will stay where they are until the Bemsey sidecars come here, hopefully at some point in the future.
So Pete Founds and Jeff Walmsley, they started at the back of the grid and they have slowly made their way up through the field. Well, I say slowly, in 6 laps they've overtaken half the field.
Yeah.
But they're up into 3rd place in the Formula 2 class now with an eye on the Crow brothers, only 4.3 seconds ahead. And I think that could be on for a change of position before the end of this race.
We'll keep an eye on that particular battle. It'll be making its way down to us very shortly. I think, in fact, is that a challenge down the inside there? That was an overtake, I think.
Patrick Farrens and Andy Peach, I believe that is trading.
That was a bit of a swap there.
Paints.
Yep, no, you're right. I can see the Peach outfit, the Farrens outfit there. Yep.
Crows hanging back in anticipation of some free pickings.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? Oh, well, there you go. There's the pickings coming up, and unfortunately, somebody demanded a French Revolution, and there it is, right on cue. So the passenger, unfortunately, deciding to exit stage left, but parking is up. Okay, clearly no airbag there because he just bounced into place. Gives the outfit a quick push, and we're going back to the pits, going the race. No, we're not. None of this retirement nonsense. We want some points. Passenger straight back there.
Fair play to Connor, straight back on it. I imagine. I certainly would be wishing for that quick entry into pit lane, but Patrick's headed on, so you're in it, Connor, now, my friend. Unfortunately,
I'm afraid the adrenaline's got to be pumping. That's got to. He's probably going to regret that in a few laps' time.
Quite possibly, yeah. If not by tomorrow morning, certainly.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that was an assisted exit or not. We couldn't quite see the beginning of that from the grandstand. Unfortunately, it's very frustrating here. It's very similar to Alton Park. I don't know if you've worked in the box at Alton Park, but it's exactly the same. You've got a grandstand between you and the first corner there as opposed to the last corner. It's
always helpful when you're trying to call a race off the start line.
I mean, the most remarkable one actually is Silverstone. You get to see one corner at Silverstone, and this is a fantastic international circuit. You can't see very much at all.
That's Silverstone all over though, isn't it, unfortunately?
Yeah, it is, unfortunately. Bike racing, well, any racing is almost secondary, it seems, to corporate entertainment as far as they're concerned. It's a bit of a shame, but such is the nature of the beast. Right, here come the combatants once again. There's Andy Peach. And right behind him, as you mentioned before, it is the Crow brothers. Trying to push on. Somebody else coming into the pits here through the back entrance. They'll appear before you in just one moment.
Pete Founds and Jeff Walmsley. That's a shame.
No, that's a shame, because they were looking good for a challenge there at one point, as you were saying.
Yeah.
So they obviously tick the timing beam there as they come into the pits, because I remember many years ago when the Formula Ones were here, the fastest lap actually was set by somebody who came into the pits. They kind of realised they better erase that from the record book. There goes Pat Farrens and Connor Parkin, you said, is it? Yep, there we go. Over the line. So they've lost a few places, but they're still going along. They're 5th place in the Cup, 13th place overall. So hanging in there. So some good points. Definitely worth getting back in the game.
Lewis Blackstock on an absolute mission. That lap at 1:37.2, but his previous was a 1:35.809.
Do you have your own lap records around here, Jed?
I don't think I've got any at Donington. Ian Guy and I, last time we raced at Silverstone on the national circuit on the Triangle, we managed to beat Bill Phillips. I think it was 16-year lap record, which was quite nice because I hadn't ridden for about 2 years at that point. Hadn't done anything. We turned up in the snow in April and beat Phil. And it was quite nice because we still had a Suzuki K8 engine in, which is exactly what Bill set the record with.
Oh, right, okay. So that's a nice little personal triumph there.
There was no sort of advantage of extra horsepower or anything like this from a newer engine. That was it was quite a sweet one to take there.
Who takes care of the British Sidecar lap records? Is that done by somebody at all? I'm just curious to how fast we're going here compared with previous. There's a change of place. Sorry there, mate. I just realised that the Crows have just got past the Peach machine, which is trying to find its way back, but not able to put its nose in there. No, just curious as to what the record is and how close we are to it, obviously, because today's not a bad day for setting lap records, is it?
Definitely not. I am a little bit surprised, though, that we are into the 1:35s today of all 3 races, because the wind's really picked up out there now.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, you're right. The flags opposite us are pretty horizontal. So my colleague here was suggesting that maybe the wind is helping push you up the hill from McLean's to Coppers.
It could be. In the race earlier, every sort of uphill stretch was you were riding into a headwind, so maybe why we didn't see one earlier. But it's just changed a few degrees round now, and sort of more of a crosswind.
These are big lumps of fiberglass and carbon fibre that be punching through air at any given time.
Yes.
So how far into the race are we then? We're getting close to it. 2 laps to go then for the leaders, Blackstock and Lawrence, who are over the line once again. Birchall and Wilkes still there in second, so there's been no changes for a while since the move for the minor placings there when the Crows overtook Peach and Hope.
They've extended that lead out now over Peach and Hope over the Crow brothers, so I think that position is pretty much theirs now towards as we head towards the flag.
Actually, we've got another battle coming here. It's an interspecies battle as it was, but Saunders and Copper just ahead of Atkinson and Colebrook there, so that one could go on, particularly when the old hurry-up flag comes out in a lap so's time.
It's been raging for a few laps, that battle, and their lap times, there's nothing to speak of it between them. So that really could be a bit of a Hail Mary, Keith, in the final corners.
Yeah, absolutely. Give it a quick cross and go for the gap. Yep.
So hopefully Rob remembers that James Saunders and Rob Coppock aren't actually in the same class, so the points aren't really that important, and neither is the overtake.
You've been there yourself, Jeb. You know what it's like. You just want to beat the person in front of you. You don't care that they're on a different bike or whatever. You know they're in a different class to you, but you don't care. It's somebody else on a machine. You're on a machine. You've got to go faster than them. It's simple as that.
It is, and it's very much easy for me to say up here in the safety of the commentary box. Drivers are a very simple species. Twist, throttle, go, and that's kind of them. From my point of view, definitely a completely unbiased opinion. The passengers are far more intelligent than the drivers.
Well, the passengers have got time to think.
Yes, yeah. When we're not plane spotting at Donington Park or something like that, you know.
All right. There we go into flat then. Just watching that little battle that's been going on for a while there. A little F2 outfit. As you say, very nimble little F2 outfits. Is their corner speed that little bit greater, or is it just simply because they're more nimble into the corner?
Just the nimbleness, really.
Yeah.
I don't know what sort of level engine James is running in that little F2 outfit. If he's got, I can't imagine he's got the baffle plates in. But regardless, he's had a fantastic weekend, both him and Rob on the back there.
What's the difference in weight between a classic F2 and an F1 outfit? Is there a big difference?
Not particularly. Essentially, it's the same internals. You know, the Formula 2, they carry the heavier chassis. It's kind of more tubular. It is the conventional sort. And the LCR, they kind of brought in almost like a box section. So the weight of the chassis is more there. So even though the bike is shorter, it's less. You know, with the Formula 2 as well, you also have front suspension as well, which is also an additional factor.
So I just watch what was going on there. It was the checker flag indeed for Lewis Blackstock and Oscar Lawrence once again ahead of Ben Birchall, Mark Wilkes there. Kershaw and Gibbons claim the third place there. See if we've got any great upsets on the last lap. What you looking at there, the last race? That's coming out shortly. Yep. So I don't know how many outfits you've got to retrieve. I think most of them managed to make it back to the pits. I'm not quite sure about the Bell and Hyde outfit. That might need to get dragged back by the van of shame.
A fantastic weekend there for Blackstock and Lawrence, though. 75
what a great
points
start
from
to your
75.
season. That really is a fantastic start to the season for them, isn't it?
Yeah. Three poles, three fastest laps, 3 wins. Yep. You can't ask for more than that.
No, you certainly can't. And they are the reigning champions, of course, aren't they, in this class? So that's kind of what you expect from the reigning champions, but there's always somebody who wants to upset your apple cart. Well, their apple cart well and truly maintains its steadiness. As the paddock starts to empty, we start to see lots of clear spaces in the paddock. We had a good view of that from up here, don't we? Quite a lot of people with quite a long drive home, of course. So some people with a short drive home. I noticed the high-speed recovery tractor is heading out onto the circuit to once again clear up the mess. They go bouncing over the curbs a lot, these things, or something. Because I noticed we're having to get the sweeping crew out after every single race.
It's not uncommon that we get our ear felt for the
Making a mess.
for the gravel at the
Dragging
Foggy
the stones
S's.
on.